Project Manager cracks the top 10 of most in-demand jobs for the second year in a row, and this demand is expected to grow 33% by 2027. This means 22 million new jobs, ensuring projects stay on time and budget and within scope. But what exactly makes project management skills so desirable? And which skills or competencies are needed the most? In order to answer these questions, we need to go back in time. It all started over 4,000 years ago with projects like the Giza Pyramids. No. That's too far back. I'm talking about the early 1900s, when project management became a discipline. Engineer Frederick Taylor first applied scientific reasoning to the world of work, inspiring Henry Gantt's popular Gantt chart and Henry Fayol's 5 functions of management. PERT charts and the critical path method were born as a result of World War II labor demands and were soon used in business sectors. By the 60s, Europe's IPMA and North America's PMI were founded, and the 80s brought waterfall methods and the first certifications. The rise of the internet and software development projects in the 90s made Agile the new standard, with the Agile Manifesto being published in 2001. Since then, project management has only grown in status,
It's Brittany.
with 97% of companies calling it essential to growth and organizational progress. But a growing gap between employer needs and PM availability could cause a GDP loss of almost $208 billion across 11 nations in the next few years. So why are there more project manager job openings now than ever before? Well, first, there's more cross-functional collaboration. For example, the healthcare industry gained 17% more project-oriented jobs in just a few years. More coordination across clinical, IT, and supply chain groups means a bigger need for project management 101 skills, like communication among diverse stakeholders, setting clear goals and expectations, and fostering ownership and accountability. Another reason is a boost in remote work since the COVID-19 pandemic. Dev stand-ups and other meetings are difficult across time zones, and employee motivation and focus have suffered. In a recent survey on remote work, collaborating and communication were named as top struggles. This is just one more piece of evidence to suggest that PMs are needed for keeping distributed teams on task and leading them to success.
I think what they've had to do in this remote world is they've had to really improve their communications and their collaboration skills. Setting clear goals and expectations, that must be much tighter over a remote environment where people are multitasking, got multi-screens, compared to having them in a meeting room and literally going over those same goals and expectations. We started in this remote world that we're in, we started daily stand-ups, a concept from Agile. But pulling everyone together, even from a leadership team perspective, and having these connection points has been a real key component on being successful in the remote work.
The third driver of increased demand is technological advancements. From mobile and social to the Internet of Things, there's a growing mountain of data across more and more systems to sort through. So, it's no surprise that PMI found 61% of businesses struggle with the gap between digital strategy and implementation. Hence the rise of the digital project manager, who collaborates with development, design, and business teams to deliver digital offerings to end users. DPMs are a hot commodity, with IT project manager among the hardest to fill global roles since 2016.
I would say over the last 5 to 10 years, especially, we're seeing more blurred lines between the classical, traditional project management role. So there's definitely an increased need in digital specialization, especially when organizations or agencies are looking for a more streamlined workforce where there might be fewer people and those people need to be able to do a multitude of tasks at hand.
While project managers are in high demand, what specific expertise is most desirable to employers? Well, there are two key areas. The first is resource planning. The more efficiently PMs can ID, estimate, and allocate resources, the more they'll be seen as true strategic partners by the C-suite. The second is mastery of a hybrid agile waterfall approach, which 89% of orgs already use. PMs who combine the sprint-based viability of agile with the deadlines needed for marketing planning can help businesses navigate uncertain times. It's great to be wanted, but are project managers actually feeling the love? Despite less project-based industries joining the fan club, perceptions vary among the world's 16.5 million PMs. One study saw 71% feeling more recognition for their roles, but a PMI survey revealed 42% think project management is undervalued by orgs. You can see why, since less than half of companies consider it a cultural priority, and 40% of them offer no training. It's also telling that only 35% of PMs are satisfied with their systems, suggesting they're excluded from tech stack buying decisions. The current job market doesn't help this feeling. Cost-cutting PMO outsourcing continues, while even the most impactful project managers are in the vulnerable middle manager class, who are often the first to be laid off and the last to be rehired during a recession. Sadly, survivors of mass layoffs frequently have their duties immediately multiplied, making burnout inevitable.
Even if you're an amazing project manager, it may not ultimately matter if the decision has already been made. On my experiences of being laid off or hours getting cut, luckily it was never due to my lack of value to the organization or my performance. It was usually due to profitability issues within the organization that was just out of my control as a project manager. At any time I was laid off or had to leave due to budget cuts, I ended up somewhere else with higher compensation. So change is scary, but it can also be very good.
Thankfully, the data confirms the value of project managers. A gaming industry study by Wharton found that the middle manager class, that includes PMs, accounts for 22% of change in revenue, versus 7% for designers and only 5% for executives. This is gratifying for PMs, whose contributions fly under the radar too often. So, is project management still a viable career? The answer is a resounding yes. While wages haven't yet increased proportional to growing demand, PMs earn relatively high salaries. And project management skills are easily transferable between industries and roles, although specialization is always a plus for hiring managers. So, how can a rookie or guru be more successful in a project management career? Start with these 4 steps. Number 1, become an expert in cross-functional collaboration. The more groups and regions you unify, the better. Number 2, strengthen your resource planning chops, so you'll be an essential factor in major company undertakings. Number 3, master agile, waterfall, and hybrid methodologies, so you can adapt to succeed in any situation. And number 4, get certified as a PMP or CAPM, or take DPM School's Mastering Digital Project Management course, since credentialed PMs tend to earn higher pay. Does your experience as a project manager align?
Hey, it's Becca from the DPM. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. I recently got to sit down with project management experts to learn their advice on how to grow and excel as a project manager. I turned it into a video series. I think you might enjoy it. You can check it out at the link below.
If this video resonated with you, hit like and subscribe to see more like it. Thanks for tuning in.